What's up, guys? Today I'm in a 2003 Volkswagen Golf GTI 20th anniversary edition. I know, these things are super rare. It's actually raining today and I'm kind of scared because these roads are very steep and this car does love to torque steer because it doesn't have a limited slip diff. So we're gonna be potentially flying all over the place. And this is a 1.8 liter turbo with an upgraded turbo, and it has a tune and a whole bunch of other mods. And this thing is crazy because it's pushing about 270 horsepower on a light car like this, which is pretty crazy, guys. That's a lot. And the internet likes to believe that if you don't have 500 or 600 or 1,000 horsepower, you're pretty much a pussy, but that's not the case because look at this. This is a third gear pull. Holy shit. Yeah, it pulls a lot. But we're going to be taking it very easy because I do not want to mess up this car, because this car is one of a kind. Well, not one of a kind, it's pretty rare. And this car actually belongs to Surya, who's actually came all the way down from Woodbridge to let me review this. Thank you, Surya, for coming out, because this car, yo, is pretty sick. I used to look at these cars a lot when I was younger, because you know when you're younger you want to look at your first potential cars, and these cars were somewhat affordable. Well, to a certain extent. Like second-hand market, they're selling for around $10,000 second-hand, you know, on Kijiji and whatnot. And if you were to go on Kijiji right now and look for one of these, like, you probably wouldn't find it. The kilometers are reading 225,000 kilometers on the motor itself, and it's going for about close to $10,000, and that's a lot of money for a 2003 Volkswagen Golf. But you have to remember that this is pretty rare, you know, and like a lot of the Volkswagen guys and the Euro guys know exactly what this is, and you get a lot of street cred for this. So the body kit that actually comes with the 20th anniversary edition is actually like very unique. Like this body kit, they actually, like a lot of aftermarkets try to replicate it, and I do get why, because the car looks really nice compared to like a stock MK4 Golf. Like this thing just looks way more aggressive, and it's just the longer body lines just make it look that much better, you know? The roads are still super wet, so I'm not gonna go too much on it. Hit a little bit of boost. Car is very planted as well. It is sitting on some ST coilovers, which is a pretty big brand for all you German enthusiasts. So there is a little bit of noise in suspension, and okay. Sorry guys, I had to, it was a straightaway. There is a little bit of noise in the suspension, and I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but Surya tells me it's fine, and I'll take his word for it. Compared to a regular Golf, okay, this is significantly faster. It's a 1.8 liter turbo, and a lot of guys love to put a nice little two-step on these things, and these things with a two-step, they can get very loud. Like, they literally sound like gunshots, and Surya's isn't any different from that. His is actually potentially the loudest launch control I've ever heard in my life. And I've been through a lot of car meets in these years that I've been living, and this is potentially the loudest launch control I've ever heard in my life. And I'll demonstrate that in just a little bit for you guys. Also, the seating position, it still feels like a Volkswagen Golf because it is. You're not sitting too low, you're still in a very high position. This is pretty much like a sports version of a commuter car, right? So you do get the nicer Recaro seats from the factory that say Recaro GTI on it, which is really nice. I really like these seats. They're still very comfortable, and you get heavy bolsterings on these, and like they hold you in place. If you're cornering really hard, you're not going anywhere because these seats are gonna hold you in. But the seating position is a little bit high, so you don't feel like you're in a sports car. You feel like you're in an everyday cruiser that has a lot of potential. Also, with the anniversary edition, you get the bigger bolstering 3-spoke steering wheel that I really do like. The bolsters get nice and thick right where the 9 and 3 positions are, and it's a very confidence-inspiring steering wheel, and you got a lot of grip, and it feels really good in your hands. It's perforated leather as well, and it's It's a very nice steering wheel overall just to have, and it's accompanied by this little boost gauge right in the middle, which is pretty cool. It reminds you that you're in a race car. It's actually got a 20th anniversary specific special shift knob, which is actually designed to look and feel like a golf ball, because once again, this is a Volkswagen Golf. And it's a proper weight. It's a proper weight and a proper feel, and I really do like this shift knob. And I know these shift knobs are very expensive if you were to look at it just by itself. If you wanted to put one of these into your Volkswagen Golf, you'll be lucky if you find them for a price that doesn't make sense. But once you do drive it, it makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna open the window a little bit because I'm melting in here. So the exhaust setup, it's pretty much a full straight pipe from the headers, except it still has its resonators and its muffler. And that's pretty messed up because the launch control is very, very loud in this. I really can't imagine how loud this would be if it was a full out straight pipe. And I'm going to demonstrate how loud this launch control is. Mind you, the windows aren't open all the way. As you can see, they're open a little bit so you guys can hear me. What I've been instructed to do, push in the clutch, drop it into gear, and just hold the revs up, and it should create very, very obnoxious sounds. It's loud in here, so imagine how loud it is out there, right? Okay, let me just pass the car because I don't want to break his windshield, because this has happened. Like, he's actually broken people's cars' windshields with this. All right, guys, you ready? Let's go. What the fuck? Okay, also going back to the shifter, I like the short shifter a lot. It's a super tight, notchy shifter, and it's very hard to miss a gear in this. It is a short shifter that was installed. I forgot which brand it was to be exact. It's a very pleasant drive. The suspension is a little bit on the stiff side, but that's okay because it is on coilovers, and these SD coilovers, they aren't the top package, so they didn't come with any dampening, but from the factory they're pretty stiff. So I can see how that would be pretty annoying as a daily driver. The noises that enter this cabin, they're nice. You get a little bit of the nice exhaust note, you get a lot of intake noise as well, and you get a lot of boost noises, and that's always a good thing. You get boost noises, you get the blow-off valve sounds, you get everything you want to hear in here, and it's nice. It's nice coming from a Golf. And everyone's just kind of looking at you because this blue really, really does pop, you know. And like I said, all the Euro guys know exactly what this is. They give you the thumbs up, and like, you know, you'll always get acknowledged, whether you're a Euro guy or not. This car is it's a very flashy car, and like when you see it going on the road, like, you know it's something special, and you kind of had to give the owner, so which is Surya in this case, like a nice little head nod, you know. I can imagine how much the Volkswagen guys really like the 1.8 liter turbos, because these things love to spit. It's always that guy in the 1.8 liter turbo at the car meets who's two-stepping and shutting down car meets. It's always a Volkswagen guy. Like, you don't really see much cars out there that can shoot like this, and this thing does shoot flames. Okay, let's do that one more time. We're kind of like in a tunnel area. So fucked. Yeah. Car definitely loves the pull. This is a small turbo. It's not a crazy big size turbo. So it likes to move instantly. There's no lag. The power just delivers right away. And it pulls almost all the way out throughout the power band. And you gotta give that up to the tune as well, and it's been tuned very, very well. Okay, So this is one of those cars with a very long list of modifications, so I'm gonna have to stop the car again. So the car has a custom stage 3 with a launch control, anti-lag, no lift shift, polished manifold and valve cover, upgraded side mount intercooler, hybrid KO4 turbo, 550cc Bosch injectors, EV14, 3-inch catless downpipe, 3-inch full exhaust with resonator and high flow muffler, polyurethane bushing in the front end, polyurethane dog bone bushings, upgraded front brakes, aftermarket boost gauge, forged diverger valve, forged inlet pipes, engine mount spacer, brand new Bosch fuel filter, camber plates in the rear, and yes. Now let's talk about the wheels. They're actually the nice little turbine wheel that 3DSM actually makes, and it works really well with this. It has like that whole turbine concave look to it, and it really works with the hatch because the hatch is like a circular bubble, and like for those of you that do know what this is, you kind of want to go with like a circular kind of setup because that kind of goes along with the body lines. And let's actually do a second gear pull right now. No traction because the roads are still wet, and that's okay because I actually drove this car before it rained just to get a feel of it, and it clips. It definitely does clip. Also, let's talk about the pedals as well. The anniversary edition actually comes with these nice stainless steel weighted pedals, and the pedal feels really nice. The throttle and the brake are very close to each other, so that makes heel towing like second nature. Like heel towing is literally nothing because it's literally right there. The brake feel also feels really nice as well. It's very analog. There's no air, nothing. There's no lag. Instant braking. It doesn't feel too electronically assisted at all, like most cars that I've been reviewing. Once again, I'm gonna say it again, it's a very organic feel on the brakes, and that's always a very good thing. Handling is also amazing. Once again, I don't want to go too hard because once again, it doesn't have an LSD. And the cool thing about the 20th anniversary edition, the ones that were made in Canada, on the center console there's actually a part where it shows 20th anniversary edition GTI, and this one does show that. But because it's not a Canadian car, the Canadian cars actually have, like right next to it will have like a serial number, right? So it'll tell you which number it is. Like, so it'll tell you, like, just say you have the 4th car, it'll say 004 or what, it'll say 4 on it or whatnot, right? But this one unfortunately does not have it because, like I mentioned earlier, it is a United States car. So yeah, you don't get that. And I also like the cockpit here as well. Like, I like how everything's facing towards me. And I know the Germans have mastered this like a while ago. A lot of cars have been lacking this. Like, everything's just kind of facing me sort of thing, right? So it just kind of makes it that much more of like a driver's car. So yeah, I like that small little touch, and like that's not just with the 20th anniversary edition. Like, that's all the Golfs pretty much. Like all the MK4s or the Mark 4, whatever you want to call it, they kind of have that going on for it. It's kind of weird being in like a fast one of these because the last time I've been in an MK4, it actually belonged to my cousin, and she had an MK4. It was a Mark 4 Golf. It wasn't a GTI. It was like the full out base model. So it had that sluggish 2-liter in it, and that's been my impression of the MK4 until now. Because like I know these cars can be very fast because like obviously you go on YouTube and stuff and like you see these cars pulling some crazy numbers, and guys all over Europe are tuning this thing. I knew it had a lot of potential and I've always wanted to drive one of these, and I'm very glad that the first time I'm getting to experience an MK4 Golf wasn't just a GTI, it was a 20th anniversary edition, because this is the top of the top. For daily driving too, like you can daily this car, you know, at the end of the day it's still a Volkswagen Golf, and like you have a lot of space, you know, it's a hatchback, you can throw anything in here pretty much, you know, you can fit like people in the back, there's a lot of legroom, there's a lot of headspace as well, you get a sunroof. It's a nice place to be. It's super comfortable. It's a good cross. It's a very fast daily if you guys were in the market. Like, you can pretty much daily this car and you can like literally take it to a car meet and boom, like you're the shit, you know? And it makes more sense why they only come in all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. I'm not sure if they have the all-wheel drive here in Canada, but I know they have those. I know that they do have the all-wheel drive Golfs up in Europe. And comment down below, guys. If you guys are from Canada, let me know down below, or even from the States, let me know down below in the comments if they have all-wheel drive Golfs in Canada, like especially like the MK4s. I don't know if I'm assuming the newer ones do have all-wheel drive, but I'm not too sure about this one. But going back to what I was saying, like I really do understand why these cars do come in front-wheel drive, because having a rear-wheel drive car sometimes, like in different weather conditions and stuff, it wouldn't be the most ideal. Although I would see that a rear-wheel drive setup in this car would be pretty insane. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna wrap up the video right here. Make sure you like and share this video because that really does help. Also, don't forget to subscribe, guys. And while you're at it, press that bell notification button because that will tell you exactly when I drop those videos. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be good kids and take it easy, guys. 11-11.